Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. A child has died as a result of the flu here in Montana for the first time this season.
This victim is a 10-year-old named Chloe Lai. Chloe was a 4th grade student at St. Francis Catholic School in Billings. School officials tell us Chloe started to have symptoms on Sunday. As they got worse, her parents rushed her to the hospital, but she passed away yesterday afternoon. It is the 32nd death from the flu in Montana. 27 of those came from adults older than 65. Just 4 deaths from people younger than 65, including this little girl. The state has reported 6,500 flu cases. Flathead County continuing to lead the state with more than 800. Nationwide, there have been 97 flu-related deaths this season. Health officials say it's still not too late to get a shot.
Some people that have been immunized have gotten influenza, but what happens is a lot of times they'll have a much less severe case. It's often confused with gastrointestinal illness, which it is not. Influenza is a respiratory, upper respiratory illness. You get headache, body aches, fever, having the whole body just hurting.
Health officials are reminding us to continue to practice good hygiene techniques, covering your cough, staying home if you're sick, and washing your hands a lot.
2 Hellgate High School students are being detained by Missoula police after a community member overheard the students talking about a gun outside the high school.
Principal Judson Miller tells KPAX one student was in possession of a pellet gun that looked like a small pistol. They were at the front doors of Hellgate School on Gerald Avenue at the time.
A community member out in front of the school had indicated that she heard 2 students talking about a gun of some SRO, which is our school resource officer. He immediately responded, and we knew who the students were and brought them into the office.
He tells us there does not appear to be any intention to ever use the gun in the school or to threaten or intimidate anybody with it, but both students were quickly brought into the office. They've been detained by Missoula police after the school's investigation. Miller adds he is commending the students and the community for speaking up when they saw something strange.
We tell students and the community, if you see something, let one of us know, say something. And so we've had a lot of these reports. We always take them seriously. We always follow up on them. And this was another indication of what I believe is our really good safety systems at work.
Miller says those students will receive both out-of-school and legal consequences for this. Big Sky High School administrators are hosting a community forum on school safety for their school tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. That's in the gym.
Commencement changes at the University of Montana causing a bit of a commotion on campus this week. Washington Grizzly Stadium will not be the site of this year's commencement for UM graduates, as it has been since 2009. Instead, the Adams Center will host the ceremonies. While smaller than the football stadium, the Adams Center does have the advantage of being able to control weather conditions. Also, the auxiliary gyms will be used to live stream the commencement, which gives options for families with small children or others who need a little more space. There will also be some savings by cutting equipment rental prices for the stadium. Another change raising questions by students, though, involves reorganizing the smaller ceremonies put together by the separate departments. The university's new plan is for those departments to host their own smaller gatherings. Students are concerned because they enjoy the smaller setting and being able to spend time celebrating with the peers they spent so much time and effort with.
We're encouraging the individual schools and colleges to host their own smaller receptions and recognition ceremonies and events for students. So the change is the actual awarding of the diploma will happen in the big ceremony, and then the smaller ceremonies and sort of celebration in the specific colleges for our students will go on Friday or Saturday.
I know pretty much everyone that's in my upper division classes at this point, and you form a bit of a community, and it seems a little bit disheartening to separate that, to break it up into, well, it's kind of ironic to break it up to put it into a larger ceremony, but you're with all of these people who you've never met, who you're probably never going to meet, and it kind of takes away from the more intimate reception that you had with the smaller commencement ceremonies.
UM is also going to be adding a graduation ceremony in December to recognize students who complete their degrees in the summer or fall semester. Those details have not yet been scheduled. Well, turning now to weather, the calendar tomorrow, March 1st. You think it's getting close to spring, but here comes a little more winter weather as we head to the weekend. Here's Aaron Yost with the full first forecast. Aaron?
Yeah, I still can't believe it's the last day of February, and we are going to see some pretty active weather here over the next few days for us in the northern Rockies. Tonight, though, a little bit of a lull in the action. This was earlier today at Hamilton, our First Security Bank ICAM. For the most part, most of western Montana very quiet throughout the day today, with the exception of a few light snow showers here and there, even some light accumulation for some folks in the lower Clark Fork region. We will see, again, that lull tonight, but things will pick up in intensity here as we head into tomorrow afternoon and evening as our next system approaches. With that, a southwesterly flow that'll kick those temperatures up for a brief time frame. We've got more details coming up.
Glacier National Park officials unveiled their preliminary concepts to the public for rebuilding the historic Sperry Chalet that was gutted by wildfire last summer.
Now, Glacier Park will be here. The Sperry experience will be here for people 100 years from now. And what it looks like is going to start being planned right here by you tonight.
4 possible options for the remains of the chalet were laid out before hundreds of people tonight in the Flathead. The first option was to restore the structure to as close to its original form while following new building codes, of course. The second option would be to restore the structure with as many historical fabrics from the chalet as possible while modernizing it. The park says this option would best ensure that the chalet is well suited for the next 100 years. The third option would be to construct a brand new structure. The fourth option would be to reevaluate how the Sperry experience goes, using seasonal yurts or tent cabins and leaving the damaged structure as it is. Park Superintendent Jeff Mao ended his talk by reminding everyone how important it was for them to have the public input so they can get this right.
What we want to hear from you is what's important about that experience so that when the architect applies themselves, they don't design out something that everybody thinks is an important part of that experience.
Public comment still open on this until April 8th. Communities across Montana are coming together to help the Blackfeet people in response to the winter storms burying the area. There's an impromptu office that's been set up at the United Methodist Church in Columbia Falls, where logistical and administrative tasks are rolling on the ground. There is a tremendous need there for food and supplies, especially baby formula and diapers. Chainsaws, trucks, and trailers, as well as fuel, are also needed. Pastor of the church, Don Scarrett, says operations at the command post have been underway for about a week, with volunteers who work a couple hours a day to all day long. She says the response has been amazing. Many people are stepping up and volunteering to deliver loads, even staying overnight on site to help. Scarrett says donations can also be dropped off in Kalispell at the Epworth United Methodist Church. Flathead Valley Community College Native American Studies students are also taking up a collection, and items can be dropped off in the administrative building too.
When someone comes to the Missoula Food Bank these days, it might not be to get an order of food to feed their family. It might be to share a story time with their toddler or take a cooking class. In fact, the food bank is quickly becoming not just a source of help for the hungry, but a place where lives are being changed beyond the food. When the new Missoula Food Bank opened just short of a year ago, we were all impressed by the more spacious and efficient operations, allowing them to serve more clients. But it's a new day for the hungry here in Missoula. Beyond distributing food and assistance, the food bank is also becoming a hub for community education. While the food bank's principal function remains food distribution, a closer look shows there's a lot more going on.
Something we're intentional about is trying to do a lot of different things that are different simultaneously all the time. And even though that takes a lot of strategic management, we are purposeful about that because it reduces stigma for folks walking through our doors.
Welcome to 2018 and the educational side of the Missoula Food Bank. From Tiny Tales for the Little Ones in cooperation with Missoula Library to the Empower Place from Spectrum UM cooking and craft classes, the Missoula Food Bank is becoming a destination for families and individuals of all ages to learn new skills and find new hope.
Food today is not going to solve the issue of hunger in our community. And so the more that we can do to partner to, again, address those upstream issues, but also just form community and resilience among families is all that much more towards that end goal.
The concept is to help families learn something new and recognize opportunities that could ultimately be life-changing. The perfect example are the multi-age cooking classes.
We've heard from surveys and focus groups, there's a lot of people who don't have time or don't feel like they have time or skills to cook from scratch. And if you can do that, then you stretch your own food buying budget farther. So that was sort of the genesis of getting our cooking classes going. You know, this is not about fine French cuisine in there. This is taking basic foods that are available, that are locally grown, that are inexpensive, How do you, if you're a stressed out single parent, turn those into something that your kids will eat, that doesn't break your budget, and that might even be fun to make with your children?
And all the classes and events I've stopped by are full of fun, excitement, and smiles. And you can see the new friendships taking shape. Friendships that offer new hope when times are stormy.
I'm not isolated with people who are only in my same boat. That happens a lot of times with social services as well. So this being universal programming for everyone in our community, regardless of socioeconomic background, goes a long way as well.
If you and I were to take a cooking class together and we make soup together for an hour and a half, at the end of that time we're going to know each other in this profound way. And so what we're really seeing is that food is this fabric that ties our community together and that crosses socioeconomic barriers. And that's been really fun.
The Missoula Food Bank is always looking for new volunteers, especially with these new educational programs and businesses and organizations that would like to be partners. We have all the contact information on our website. And I'll tell you, when I go back and I think the old food bank and how it was crowded and they wanted to do these things and they couldn't, it's so fun to go over there and see everybody just kind of spreading their wings and learning new stuff.
And learning to cook with some of the basic ingredients.
They even have science classes and all kinds of things going on.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, well, still ahead, Aaron says we'll see a slight warm up before some active conditions to end the work week. Her forecast is next.
Later in sports, Don introduces us to the senior standout with the Flathead Braves, who's also a heck of a scorer. Stay with us here on MTN.